2021 Intense Tazer Pro MX. I just got this bike. It's a beautiful cold Thanksgiving day. I'm on a mountain in Pennsylvania. I got a bike, so I'm mountain bike riding. It's a big shout out to Ian at Fredericktown Yamaha in Maryland. My buddy Jeff called me earlier this week and said he was picking up one of these bikes. I think he got the small medium, and it said they had a large, extra large. I've been looking for one of these. So fortunately, they had one in stock, so Jeff picked it up for me, and we hooked up this morning, and now I'm up on the mountains checking it out. I've always liked an initial ride, you know, when you first try something out, the first 4 or 5 miles. So I'm about 5 miles into my first ride on the trails here in Pennsylvania, and I just love these Tazers. I love the mullet, the 29-inch front wheel, kind of rolls over everything, and then this has got the 27.5 in the back, and it's got a pretty beefy tire in the back, the Minion DHR 2s. I think they're 2.8s. Pretty beefy out back there, so you got some good traction. I love the geometry of these. It's maybe 64.5, 64.8. It's got a low bottom bracket, about a 450 chainstay, so it's not super short in the back, but the length feels good. These bikes feel so good, and I'm a moto guy at heart. I ride dirt bikes all the time, so when I get on a mountain bike that makes me feel like I'm on a dirt bike, I like it. And these are targeted straight at dirt bike riders. They've got the Renthal handlebars, ODI grips, just like my KTMs, Magura brakes, 4-piston brakes. They are powerful, and I really think the best part of this bike is the factory Ohlins suspension. And like I said, I'm 5 miles into the ride, but this stuff far lives up to its name of Swedish gold. It is just so plush and absorbing. There's a lot of rocks and stuff up here, and it really does a great job absorbing those bumps. So we'll take it for a quick ride. So far, 5 miles in, I guess the only thing, if I had to complain about something, is got a little bit of a rattle, and I don't know if it's a battery, but I think these EP8 motors are a little bit noisy. The other thing, I love the look of these dual crown forks, but they don't have much, they do not have so much turning radius. It's not really that big a deal for me. I'm not doing anything super technical, but man, I love this motor, this EP8 motor. I've been riding the Shimano 7000, which is 60 Newton meters. Now this is 85 Newton meters. This is their later one. But Eco, it's got 3 modes. Eco is just a nice gentle assist, super natural feeling, kind of when you want to do more of the work. And then Trail is the one that I really like, and that's the one I think they want you to use the most. It's got a very natural response and just feels really light at the pedals, gets you kind of gets you going. And then they have boost, so you get into something real technical, and you gotta kind of get some extra juice going up a steep climb. It's really nice to have boost. It works great. Of course, I love power, so I tend to be on boost a lot. It is a beautiful day in Pennsylvania. You can see out over. We're up on the power lines. But again, the motor just feels so smooth and just gives you that great response. And it's interesting because I also have a Levo, and it's got the Brose motor, and they tend to be a little bit more torquey at super low RPMs. The Shimano motor, for me, tends to like a little higher RPM. I think its sweet spot's probably in that 85 to 90 cadence. And also, it's got almost no friction. I mean, it really feels like when you turn the boost off or the motor off, you just ride it around like an acoustic bike, and there's like no drag, which is really cool. Brakes, they feel great to me. I love these little shorty levers. They're like right at your fingertips. Renthal bars, they look cool. I tend to run the 1-Up carbons. They got a little bit more rise. I think these only have 20. Maybe they got 30. They actually feel pretty good. Might leave them on there. Now these rocks, this is the stuff where this Ohlins suspension just comes into its own. It is so plush and absorbing. And I didn't even set it up to be super soft. It's probably like 45 degrees today, so a little bit chilly. But I know I'm sure the suspension will break in a little bit. But honestly, I'm 6'2", 190 pounds, and the rear spring felt really good. I just love the friction-free feel. But again, on these Intense Tazers, one of my favorite parts is the just standing and cornering and just the way my weight's distributed between my hands and my feet. It just feels real natural, like coming off a motocross bike. It feels amazing, and that's what I really like. It just helps it feel more comfortable. So far into my first ride playing on the mountains on my new Pro MX. I love the mullet. I like the handlebar layout. I really like the looks of those forks. I don't need big beefy forks, but oh my gosh, the Ohlins stuff, they just work really good. Spring rear shock. I had that on my Kenevo before. I like that shock. It is so absorbing. Only negative so far, it's got a little bit of a rattle. It's not a deal breaker. It's just when you're going over a lot of stuff, you might hear some things. I'm amazed the pedal motion's very smooth. Power assist. Boy, I'm pumped. Looking forward to more rides soon. 2 thumbs up. Intense Tazer Pro MX.